Number 1, Colin Farrell and Elizabeth Taylor. Here's something you definitely don't come across every day. Renowned womanizer, Hollywood's lusty leprechaun, as he's been labeled, and the man seen with so many famous and attractive women, was involved with a woman more than twice his own age. The two had been in a relationship for around 2 years, up until Elizabeth Taylor's death in 2011. Her and Colin Farrell were in fact so close that the latter was among the very few people invited to join the family in the private funeral. Farrell was deeply touched by Taylor and claims to adore her still, even after her passing. This couple's affair was so intimate, Taylor actually Number 2, Winona Ryder and Charlie Sheen. There's another shocker for you, in case you hadn't known. And this romantic instance is another one of those that go so far back in time, that the fact of it is already baffling enough. Now, both Winona Ryder and Charlie Sheen have been around for quite some time and have had the pleasure of dating some of Hollywood's most brilliant men and women. They even had the opportunity to date each other for a very short while. The two hooked up after meeting on the set of Ryder's first ever movie Lucas, and some say that it was Sheen who convinced Winona to change her last name from Horowitz to Ryder, in order to have a better chance in Hollywood. Well, more point number 3, Sarah Jessica Parker and Michael J. Fox. There's another unlikely hookup you wouldn't have guessed in a million years. Sex and the City star Sarah Jessica Parker met Michelle J. Fox on the set of Tim Burton's 1996 black comedy science fiction film Mars Attacks. The two played a couple in the movie and rumor has it, Number 4, Colin Farrell and Elizabeth Taylor. Here's something you definitely don't come across every day. Renowned womanizer, Hollywood's lusty leprechaun, as he's been labeled, and the man seen with so many famous and attractive women, was involved with a woman more than twice his own age. The two had been in a relationship for around 2 years, up until Elizabeth Taylor's death in 2011. Her and Colin Farrell were in fact so. Number 5, Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie. Now who would have even thought that anything prior to Brangelina ever existed? Well, it did. And it probably raised a few eyebrows along the way. This particular instance of pre-Brangelina involved actor Nicolas Cage, who is some 11 years older than his Gone in 60 Seconds co-star Angelina Jolie. The two had been spotted kissing at a black tie event in 2003, which caused rumors of an alleged relation. Number 6, Moby and Natalie Portman. Bam. For reasons we'll leave unnamed, they don't deserve to be named. Famous musician Moby has been mistakenly dubbed by many as gay. Though he supports the LGBT community and has spoken in favor of same-sex marriages, Moby himself is as straight as an arrow and has had quite a few high-profile relationships with women to prove it. His relationship with celebrated actress Natalie Portman was relatively brief and took place back in 2001, but the two parted as friends and still have some things common, like veganism and social activism. Moby claims that his affair with Number 7, Paris Hilton and Val Kilmer. Talk about random couples, and here we've got one. Now, while it's really no secret that Paris Hilton has been around, the socialite's fling with actor Val Kilmer, who was nearly twice her age at the time, arouses many questions. The first one being, why? The actor has also been quite busy over the years, having dated many a pretty and renowned woman, such as Cher, Angelina Jolie and Cindy Crawford. Number 8, Tupac and Madonna. Yes, Madonna has made 2 lines on this list, because after her breakup with rapper Vanilla Ice, she moved on to date rap legend Tupac. Shocker. This only became verbally confirmed by Madonna herself last year during an interview to Howard Stern. She said that she had dated the late rapper in 1994 and he had riled her up on life at the time, making her feel very gangster. The relationship wasn't a serious one and was never discussed in public. Number 9. Zac Efron and Michelle Rodriguez. As far as unlikely couples go, this one scored pretty high in that category. Who would have thought that the Fast and the Furious star Michelle Rodriguez would end up dating High School Musical cutie pie Zac Efron? Especially since we've been so used to seeing the latter with co-star and former sweetheart Vanessa Hudgens. And the fact that they've always been the ultimate teenage pair. So how did Efron wind up with a woman 10 years his senior? We'll probably never know, but what we do know is that the at number 10, Christian Bale and Drew Barrymore. Nowadays, unthinkable. But who knew these lovebirds go a far way back, before they became the big names they are today. That being said, though, the Dark Knight star Christian Bale and actress Drew Barrymore maybe weren't exactly the lovebirds you would think. Alright, they weren't lovebirds at all. The two went out on a date once, back when they were teens, and, apparently, the date didn't go too smooth, because Barrymore never called Bale again. Years afterwards the latter recalled having gone to see some bloody awful horror film and with that the very brief love story had come to a sudden end. Barrymore's, number 11, Madonna and Vanilla Ice. Oh? Not entirely sure whose perspective to view this from, but this one is sure to surprise absolutely everyone now, unless you already knew about it. Perhaps more than it did in the distant year of 1991, when these two started dating. And it wasn't a brief encounter either. The couple split up a year later after Madonna released her book titled Sex, in 1992. The book was the main reason for their breakup, as Robert Van Winkle aka number 12, Ashley Olsen and Jared Leto. Well, to be perfectly honest, anyone who grew up watching movies starring the adorable little Olsen twins will be shocked to face the fact that they're all grown up, and yes, dating. Put the knowledge of Jared Leto having a fling with one of them on top of that, and the shock just grows into confusion and downright stupefaction. Though she is no longer in at 13 of Hollywood's most WTF celebrity hookups. Number 13, Ryan Reynolds and Alanis Morrisette. Deadpool star and Hollywood hunk Ryan Reynolds had been spotted alongside quite a few famous beauties, before he met American actress Blake Lively, with whom he now shares 3 years of happy marriage and a lovely daughter. However, one particular relationship stands out quite a bit more than the rest. His 5-year commitment to ex-fiance and rock singer-songwriter Alanis Morrisette.